You mentioned being in Paris and noticing things that you personally would like to see change. What are those, and what are the biggest changes that we need heading into a home Olympics in LA?
Yeah, I mean, the the pressure. Katie used the word pressure, right? Like, there's a lot of pressure knowing that we have a home Olympics.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, I think our goal, and this is in part with bringing Yuri on board and bringing Kim Williams on board. We want to just really infuse a lot of energy, excitement, and enthusiasm with the national team, and that starts on those trips. And then you're able to build off of that through different experiences throughout the course of the year, be that camps or just maybe some special programming that we're thinking about doing. But it was I think a couple things, right? And we still accomplished a lot of things in Paris, right?
Yeah.
The team still won the medal count. They won the gold medal count. But I think there's areas of opportunity. And some of that is just being, more transparent with our athletes and coaches to make sure that we're on the same page. There's some like simple wins, I think, with the group, just in how we operate, in a camp setting, leading into the games, right? And setting those athletes up for success. And, we just had a couple of stumbles, I think, that we could have, that we would like to avoid in the future. And having more coaches in the building, I'm always going to be looking through a coach's lens. So even though this is a very different role, I'm still a coach. I'll always be a coach. And that's how I want us to approach strategic planning, decision making, and getting people excited. When you put that American flag cap on, man, it means something. And you've both seen amazing races in your career. You've both had amazing races in your careers, and the margins are so small, right?
Small.
And where does that 0.1% come from? And I believe the secret sauce has always been racing for that flag on your cap. And we talk about it, but I think we can talk more about it. Mm-hmm. Doing some special projects, which I like to thank the two of you for getting engaged in that.
Yes.
And so just, really getting people fired up and excited about it. And that's we're going to approach it with a team first culture.
Yeah. I don't want to put you on the spot, but I heard this insane stat that I think you shared in Fort Lauderdale with the coaches around, you talk about margins, like hundreds of a second. It was I think, do you know the stat I'm talking about? It's like this many tents separated this many medals, and it blew my mind.
Yeah. And I think that was Curtis that went through that. But it is, when you add all of that up, right, you can have either a dominating Olympic Games, like I think we had in 2016, or you can have a Games that's, still a win, but areas to be a lot better, right? Yeah. And it's a tiny margin. It's there for the taking, I guess is the way to say it. And I think we can get those wins by just some really good strategic planning and energy and excitement.
Yeah. Yeah. Can you talk about having Yuri and Kim by your side through all of this? Because it seems like you were able to kind of curate your own team. And I personally, I obviously love you, but Yuri and Kim as well. I feel like this is the perfect little trio heading into 28. So talk about the decision behind that and the conversations you had with them and why they're there now.
Yeah. Yes to all of that. And thank you for acknowledging how awesome they are, because they are. I joked about the job description, right? But I did tell the task force that it's going to take 3 people to do this job. Yeah. And so when I started thinking about okay, who do I want on my team to join the national team division? Because, we already have people like Brendan Hansen and Bryce Elzer and Stacey Michael Miller and Matt Barbie and so on and so forth. There's a lot of people up front too that have done a ton of work without a national team director since September. And so I want to acknowledge that too. Yeah. They've done a lot. A lot's been on their plate. But I wanted to make sure that we had coaches that were, again, looking through that coach's lens as we make decisions, from everything from camps to how we talk about relays to just all of it. And so it needed to be people that I really trust people that are going to be a little bit of a balance. I didn't want to hire, two other people that are exactly the same as I am and think exactly the same way I do. And I think that's the beauty of this group. You have Yuri, who he was a club coach first, right? Like he was Katie Ledecky's club coach when she won a gold medal at 15 years old. Yeah. So he has that experience. And then he had the experience in the lead up to Rio with, the Cal men and how well they did there. And then at Wisconsin and helping Phoebe make the last 2 Olympic teams. And so he's kind of done all different levels of the sport and been successful everywhere he's been. And then for Kim, who I had the privilege of coaching for 4 years. And then now as she's gotten into the coaching profession and being on staff this past year, like is really good balance for me too. I mean, she's a creative thinker. She's a really good communicator. So I just think the 3 of us, just the short little bits of time that we've had as a group have been awesome. And I'm really excited about what that looks like moving forward. And just, how we're going to make decisions. And, I'm really excited. I trust the heck out of both of them. It's going to be really good.